The mayor and 2 councillors will soon be packing their bags for a city-funded trip across the Pacific. Council has approved a trip to China. It comes at a time when the city is crunching its numbers, leading to one councillor saying now is not the time.
It's an opportunity for Prince George to twin with Jinmeng, China, something that has been in the works for several years. The trip next month will seal that relationship with a memorandum of understanding.
It's a long-term commitment to a relationship with China. It takes years to establish and develop. They move in a different pace and in a different way than we do. So I appreciate that there are people here that might not see the value in the dollars. But it's a small investment in going to China for a long-term, bigger impact that we will see, and it does take time to establish.
But Councillor Brian Skaken says this is not the time to be spending taxpayer dollars on an overseas trip.
So there's a lot of unrest, if you will, and I just think it sends the wrong message, because if we're doing the core review to talk about, saving money and focusing on our core services rather, to go to China right now, I just think is. The time isn't right.
He says he understands the importance of forging a relationship in China and the economic potential it presents, just not now.
It's really tough to gauge any success that we've had so far with China, and I know it takes a long time to build and foster these relationships, but right now I'll go back to the core review and what we're doing and trying to cut costs. So I think, if we were going to go to China, perhaps it could be a year or two down the road when we know how things shake out with what's happening within City Hall of the core review.
But Mayor Sherry Green says there are visible measures of success, and the prevalence of international students at both the college and the university are examples of that.
When you bring a student into Canada and they come to our region and they pay their tuition at UNBC or at CNC, that's money that's going into the education system here in our community, and it's also an opportunity where they're paying rent, they're buying their groceries, they're entertaining themselves, they're shopping in local businesses, eating in our restaurants. So they're spending a tremendous amount of money while they're here.
The trip will take place next month and will be partly paid for with funds left over from a trip in 2010. Cheryl Jan, CKPG News.